Hi, Stitchers.
Hi.
Welcome back. This is the Pattern Queens special episode. I'm Laura.
And I'm Katie.
And I am one of the Pattern Queens. Keisha is on maternity leave for a little while.
And I am from the Black Needle Society, which
I am too.
Yes, which is what I'm designing under, but also what we do Retreat in a Box out of. And I just want to say it is both of us. I think a couple of people have said Katie for Retreat in a Box, and Mom definitely contributes a lot. So, yeah.
I'm part of the brain. Because we both have different takes on things. Yes. I've been stitching a long time, and Katie updates me.
Well, and actually Keisha updates both of us.
Keisha and yes. Our team is really good at supporting and helping us out. And one of the funny things is that normally I'm working on something else while Katie is working on the box.
Yes. So I have a lot of the technical know-how because I worked on a different subscription box. And so I've taken some of that knowledge and brought it to the cross stitch world.
Mm-hmm. So this episode is going to be all about finishes.
Yes.
And it's going to be all about Katie's finishes.
Well, not
with
all.
One exception. I have been seeing a lot of you pick up this book, Sweet Land of Liberty from Blackbird Designs,
which I picked up.
And it's the only one not shown on the front, which is really funny. But I went to a Blackbird class. It was actually the last one.
It's right here.
Hosted by, you can show that.
Yep.
Hosted by the Old Mill Stitchery before they closed. And
we miss you. If you watch Flosstube, we miss you.
And so I liked this piece. It's two separate pieces. It took me a long time to get going on it. But I ended up doing mine in a little pillow finish. And I may go back and add some chenille now that we've kind of played with some trimmed stuff. But I love this. This was the kit. So I've used what was there. I chose to include my brother's initials. So this is my brother Chuck. And this is my brother Marvin Allen. And they are both deceased. So it was kind of a memorial piece for me. And when I did it, I just did this ticking because I thought it felt like little boys. And they were not little when they died. But it just, it was just something that I thought would be kind of a fun way. The boys love to be outside and love their nature. And the boys, they were older than me. But I'm the baby. But this is one that I just thought was fun. And a lot of people have talked about it. So there's a finish. And if I get some chenille or something added to it, I'll come back and show you.
Well, you had bought another memorial piece for Chuck, but it's a large one that's going to take a while. So this was kind of a nice...
Right. And this is one of those cases. Okay, so the bird and this flower up here, they are one overdyed floss, I believe, and you just have to play with how you want that to show up. There really are not that many threads in that one, but it's beautiful, really soft one. It was not hard to match it up and sew together. I am not a great seamstress, and I think my seam...
Well, you weren't at the time. I bet you could sew a straighter line now.
But I matched it up pretty well up here at the top because it didn't really meet stitch to stitch. I did it in hand.
Yeah, I was going to say, did you even use a sewing machine or anything like that?
Not for the putting them together.
Yeah.
So, and I was just very patient with it and took my time. I'm sorry, I have a little frog.
And you want to share your tip about the fiber fill and what you want to do if you want to put like fiber fill or something in the pillow?
I don't know what tip you want to talk about,
well,
Katie.
I don't know if Keisha shared this with us. So if you want to make a pillow yourself, she said that you needed to put a piece of fabric behind the cross stitch because you don't want the fiber fill coming out between the holes, like working its way out of the actual cross stitch.
That was on another Flosstube that I saw that, and they said that they had stuff come out.
Oh, okay.
And I will say that I did finishing on a small pillow earlier this year, and I like them really fat. That one I left a little softer, but I made it so fat that I had hand stitched my little embroidery piece to the outside of the pillow, and when I stuffed it, it made all the stitches pull out because it was so fat. So then I had to sit and stitch it so it looks really primitive, which was okay for that style of pillow. Otherwise, I would have had to take it apart and, fix it. But that's okay.
Okay, so do you want to dive
Where do you want to jump in,
finishes
Kate?
in no particular order? I could start with all the 10 count because I know that those would be like the early ones.
Okay.
Um,
Some of them are, right?
Yeah, so here, I know what my very first one was. Okay, so the story behind the finishes real quick. Stopped stitching for about 10 years. So this is all of the stuff prior to that break. But it's also, I have one piece after that, and I'll save that one till the very end. So the piece that got me to really cross stitch technically wasn't actually my first one because I went to a market with you and a friend when I was really little, and they had us stitch this little heart thing. But other than that,
and you did the teddy bear.
Oh,
that was a mess with 6 strands of DMC.
Oh,
it was awful. I didn't think I would ever get her to stitch again.
Okay, so first thing is we were at the old mill, which was our LNS, and they had this piece, which is Ghoul's Night Out from Lizzie Kate, and this is the first thing that I ever stitched.
And it is fabulous. And it has all, I think they gave her the pattern or something. It was a free pattern for us.
They were so awesome to me as a brand new stitcher. They totally set me up, and
because she was a young stitcher, they wanted her
encouraged me to stitch. Yeah,
but I think it was a free pattern some way. Either it was a freebie or it was.
It is not a freebie because I actually just saw it on 1-2-3 Stitch.
So then somebody gave it to us, but that free pattern, I had to buy a Mill Hill treasure. I had to buy this stuff for the mummy. I had to buy all sorts of glittery stuff. I mean, look at these shoes down here.
They're fabulous witchy shoes. They are glittery.
Oh, and look, her glasses on the other side.
I think they have.
So her glasses have little treasures.
Yep, and they're glittery. It was a bunch of, is it Rainbow Gallery thread? Who is it?
That Rainbow Gallery and Kreinik and everything else. Now, are you going to show them the back? I've already shown the back ones, so you can show.
Brand new stitcher, guys.
12-year-old stitcher, probably.
There you go.
Look, I especially love this. And,
we could easily cut it in half and bury it now, but it's
so
part of it.
Fun.
It's part of it.
And, yeah, that's what a new stitcher looks like. Now, we may trim off the black pieces because I think when it's finished, they would show.
So this one, I think we've talked about turning it into a big banner, and we just haven't found the right fabric to go around it yet. So there it is, Ghoul's Night Out by Lizzie Kate. I'm gonna say before I go on that I do not know who designed all of these things that I stitched because it's been so long. So we're gonna play who designed this, and
some of them we'll know, and some of them we won't. Are you saving a couple of those?
Yeah, I'm gonna move these. Okay, I don't even remember. I have no idea. Zero idea.
This is Valentine House from, I want to say it's from You and I and Friends.
Okay.
It doesn't look like them, but I think that was the thing. And
I think this was my second piece, and I think I'm missing a stitch over here, right here. I don't even know if all my X's are crossed the same way.
Okay, and what Katie did is she used pearl cottons on 10 count.
Yes. So that's actually what got me, that's a great thing. That's what got me to actually sit down and stitch, because trying to start with DMC and multiple threads drove me nuts, especially 6 strands.
And it needed 6 strands on 10 count.
Yeah.
But the pearl cotton, you're using 1 strand, and I would have to tell you what weight of pearl cotton. It's what you can buy stranded now.
So then next I have big old fat threads on it. My other car is a broom, another Lizzie Kate.
Isn't that adorable?
And I'm gonna go ahead. Mom actually framed a couple of things for me. I also have If the Broom Fits, Fly It, which at this point there were the Week's Dye Works variegated floss, and I did that whole hat.
With them.
Yeah, I did that whole hat in variegated. Oh, you know what else I don't have here is my year.
Oh.
Which I don't know where we put that now.
So the great thing, we haven't even put a hanger on that yet.
No, not
we
yet.
need to do that. But that's a really great tip. Katie only chose like one over dye, and she used it, and then the rest is just the regular pearl cottons.
And with a lot of these things, what I had to do as a pearl cotton only stitcher was kind of make my own color choices. So
things would be close.
Okay, the next one, I think this was a kit. No, maybe not. Is Pumpkins, and this is by, oh my gosh, who is it? I could tell you who it was.
I want to say that it's either Bent Creek or Heart in Hand.
Nope, it's Pine,
really pretty.
A Pine something?
Pine Mountain?
Yes, I think Pine Mountain. So, Pine Mountain. I don't know why. I just really liked the word pumpkins. I actually think we saw this. So we did shop hops here in Kansas City. And there was one in Wakarusa, Kansas. I just like saying the name.
Fun to say.
Yeah, Wakarusa. Say it. And they had this one stitched up as a model, and I just really liked it. And in my head, I pictured, just a really great fall home decorating scene in my head. I was like, that has to be part of it. Okay, probably one that I'm not so happy with because I stitched it on white. But
it was sparkly.
Yes. Is this one from Lizzie Kate? This might be one that I give away at some point, let go of, and restitch. I don't know if it'll be on linen or a 10 count, but what I don't like is that I had to outline the spider web, and I just don't like how that looks.
But again, it's another one that came out really cute on the 10 count.
Yes. And you can't see the eyeballs either. There are eyeballs over the...
I saw them when you held it up, so I think it does better than you think. But it's your preference.
Yeah. So,
okay, what's next?
I think... Oh, here. We'll get into the tub now. I'm going to move these here. Because on the bottom...
Do you want to put your magazine or your book? Let me pull it out. Okay, I'll put it over here.
The lid's coming off. Okay, so some of these things... I see another 10 count piece, which is what I'm going for here.
Oh!
I think this is the last 10 count that I'm going to show you. So, I fancied myself a designer when I was very young. And, so I designed this heart. I think this is the one that I stitched myself. Mom also stitched something for me, but I stitched this one. And I had a pin that I bought from an antique shop, and I had put it in the middle, and this was supposed to be a breast cancer heart. So yeah, that was my second attempt at designing.
And look at the big piece of fabric
you
still have.
I need to trim this off of here.
I think this came from Picture This Plus.
There we go.
Massive. So she can do some more fun stuff on 10 count. I love 10 count for a tired eyes project.
Yes. The other thing that I know that I have from Lizzie Kate that's finished is her first set of months. Snippets. That's what she called them, the snippets. And I have her second set as a whip from a long time ago. Oh, nope, you're right. Okay. So then...
You want to show the cute little ones?
Sure. So then I just have some linen pieces that I cannot begin to tell you what order they were stitched in. So this first one is, I don't know who the designer is, but it was a pickup from one of our friends, Debbie Dewey, who had gotten a bunch of little kits from retreats and classes that she had attended, and she was giving a bunch away, and she let Mom and I go and search her stash. So this little tiny heart, and it is done 1/1. It's so cute.
Teeny tiny. So she went from 10 count to 1/1.
At some point.
I think you did that at a retreat that we were at.
I think so too.
Okay, you want to show this?
Yes. Okay. So the next thing is kind of a me designing thing.
Yes.
A little. We tried to do a round robin when I was in college, and college was not a good time to do a round robin because I was busy. But I decided that I wanted to have everybody in the round robin design their own Easter egg. So I designed basically an outline for an egg and put them all in a row, and so they're turned different ways. And then I gave everybody the paper and stuff for them to fill in how they were going to do their egg. So this is the finished product.
And it starts with Katie at this end, and then our other friends did these. Deanna did this one. I know Deanna watches, and she did all those lazy daisies, and they're beautiful.
They are.
And mine is down here at the end.
With, of course, she had to have bunnies.
And yeah, and I even had to, it didn't have the bunnies like that on my pattern. I had to stitch a bunny and then stitch the reverse.
I'm looking at the back. So the back is actually pretty good.
Yeah, the back changed quite a bit. So again, this was Katie's. So that's what it changed just in the time that since she had started stitching.
So there you go. And it's not coming out quite as bright as it is in person. I liked electric colors for a while, guys.
And this is on an opalescent also. So there's a ton of sparkle.
I think it's Splash from Picture This Plus.
It's one of their pretty ones.
Yeah,
right?
it's a really pretty like teal blue, and it's opalescent, and yeah. So there we go.
So that was an original thing too.
Okay, so then I just have random things to show.
Yeah, so let's show.
Okay, so this one is, I'm not even sure. I think it goes this way.
Where's the hanger? Oh, we don't have a hanger. We just turn it and put it up.
Okay, so this is Baubles April Baubles, I think.
Oh, maybe.
Because she does monthly. April Baubles from Sam Sarah. And look at all those cute variegated. I don't even really like the other ones that she's come out with in the series as much. I just for some reason really liked the Easter eggs. Like I was drawn to them. I'm a very weird stitcher in what I
You didn't feel compelled to do everything.
Yeah. I think I liked that the eggs changed so much, and the other ones were very much like the same thing over and over and over, which is why I didn't feel like I wanted to do those. Mm-hmm. But the eggs were like Easter eggs. So
that was cute. You want to show this?
Oh, sure, we can. So this one I stitched in class in college because it actually helped me.
You stitched it at home.
No, I stitched it while in my British literature class in college because I had horrible allergies, and it actually helped me focus. When I started stitching on this, it helped me focus and like not concentrate on the fact that my head felt like it was going to explode. And yeah, so I did a lot of like the basic stitching while I was in my room and stuff, and then I would take this and I did a bunch of fill-in class.
Now here's the fun thing. This is from my stash.
Yes.
And it came in the cutest little box, and Katie stole it, and she stitched it, and she framed it and gave it back to me for Christmas.
Well, I laced it. Dad helped me frame it.
Yeah, so it is, I mean, I don't know if you can tell. It didn't get pressed. It is loose. But it was very sweet. And I don't have to stitch it. It's one out of my stash. And I loved this thing. I think it was called Silver and Gold because of the stars and things. And the box was silver and gold.
Yeah, I don't know. I liked it and I wanted to stitch it.
It has all those little
and
charms.
I knew she loved it. And so, yeah, I just stole it.
What a sweet one, though. And probably not a terribly long stitch.
It's solid. So, I mean, that's why it was great in class. I don't recommend stitching in class, but my teacher seemed to be okay with it, actually.
As long as you were focused, I'm sure they were happy.
I mean, he was like, whatever. But it was seriously just like filling in and listening to him talk about everything. And I wasn't like checking a pattern or anything like that. It was just solid stitching.
And that one hangs. We almost missed it. And when I went to get the one that I showed you of mine, I'm like, oh, yeah. So that's one that hangs in my sewing area. So I get to see that all the time when I sew.
Okay, then I'll just go ahead and do the other framed one. This is actually the first piece that I stitched 2/2 on linen because I liked the red in it. It's so pretty, and it is also a Lizzie Kate. Also, I taught myself how to do 2/2. Mom had already shown me when I did the horrible teddy bear that you won't see. And so I just taught myself how to do this, and I did it, I think, while you were asleep one day. And it is made in the USA, or made in USA by Lizzie Kate. And I just love how the red changes in that firecracker on the end. So yeah. And actually, Mom had bought this pattern for Brendan because she wanted to do a different piece. This was like there were like 3 patterns in the original thing, and then you found the model that was stitched, and they were like clearing it out, and she was like, well, I'm just gonna buy that because it's done before I would ever finish the other one for Brendan.
Yeah, his room was going to be an Americana, and maybe it was for a little bit, but yeah, and he does like some Americana stuff.
And so I think you were going to get rid of the pattern, and I was like, I'll take it. And I stitched this one. So,
and there is another pattern on there, and it's cute. Let me keep that over here. Okay. Okay.
So then
might as well just go.
Yeah, it's just loose stuff. I want to say this is by Sisters and Best Friends.
I think so. And you left off part of it.
I changed the fabric, I changed all of the floss, and I did what I wanted to do. And I don't know if I'm on screen. There we go.
And that's kind of a recurring theme that you will hear throughout this.
Yes. Because I liked how they did it, and I liked how they had done it, and I really liked this fabric though, and so I tried to kind of mimic their colors and just make them show up on this fabric.
Mm-hmm.
Do you just want to
put it in your pile? Okay, what else do you have out?
This one,
I love this.
I want to say this is Birds of a Feather.
No, I think that's a blackbird design.
Nope, Birds of a Feather. I literally just came across it.
Okay.
In I actually think your stash. I think you took this from me after I finished it. I didn't even remember finishing this, guys. Mom found this in I think some of her stuff. We found a pile of some of these in a dresser that she has, and I was like, I don't even remember finishing it. I knew that I had
not
wanted
like
to stitch
I stole these.
No,
but that I keep them for her.
She keeps them safe for me,
with the idea that I will finish things a little at a time, and nothing ever gets finished. Bad thing.
Too busy stitching. Here, I'll do this tiny one next.
Yes, these are the ones I was going to make these into scissors fobs for you, and I was looking for the other one actually that you showed a little bit earlier.
These are definitely from Debbie.
I thought they would be cute for you to go on your scissors.
So there's one. These are definitely ones that we picked up from Debbie Dewey. And this one I want to say she had started, and it's 1/1.
And it had a little frame with it.
Yes. So there's that one. And I have no idea who the designers are on those.
No, they were from little kits that she got at her retreat stuff.
I don't even think the kits had names of the designers on them.
I think the patterns did, but they're mostly little freebie things, I believe.
This one is I had to look. It's 2/2. This is from Trail Creek Farm. And I changed the colors, which I actually think she encouraged you to do on this pattern. She had it done in a few colorways, and I think she fully expected you to choose your own colors that you wanted to do.
And Trail Creek Farms is the sister-in-law of Lizzie Kate's designer. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. And she stopped designing several years ago, as far as I know.
Next is another Sisters and Best Friends. I hope I'm saying that right. So I'm going to say that I started this one in the wrong place. And
panicked.
Yes. So I had to...
make it an original.
Yeah, I had to split the design into 2 halves next to each other. Did I add I still haven't added the charms to it. So it's technically actually not even really finished. There you go.
Isn't that cute though?
I bought charms. I haven't come across them though, so I'm
Oh.
probably gonna have to buy more to go underneath the alphabet.
This is Gary fabric because Gary's favorite color is this bright green.
I loved this green, and I
It's
loved
not
this
even
fabric.
showing up as pretty as it is.
No.
Oh, there you go.
there.
That's better.
I think when you get too close to the computer, the
Mhm.
light from the computer washes it out. But yeah,
It does look like you're missing part of your alphabet,
It
but it's
does.
just the floss color.
it is.
And Katie likes alphabets. That's what you're going to see.
I think that's a big reason of why I stopped stitching is because we actually it was the biggest joke for a while. I would walk into a cross stitch shop with Mom and I'd be like, "Oh, I like that. Oh, it's an alphabet. I like that.
Oh, it's an
It's
alphabet
an alphabet."
again.
Yeah. And I twisted my ankle in college, and that's when I did a lot of this stitching, and that's when I realized that almost all of it was alphabets. So.
And that's why she stole from my stash.
Oh no, that was before that because that was freshman year, and I twisted my
Okay.
ankle sophomore year. Okay, next. This is Bent Creek, and this is when I twisted my ankle. Which is the only reason I had any patience to do all of that white.
And I think it's called ABC.
Yes. But
And if you notice,
loved.
there is no letter C on this because of that.
I loved this piece, and I can't even tell you why. We don't live by the sea. I don't think by this point we had been to a beach. I hadn't been to a beach. I know Mom has, but I just liked it. So, yeah.
Very pretty. Oh, yeah, you'd been to a beach.
Not at that point.
Yes, when you and I and Nancy went on our cruise.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Then I think this
This
is
is from the
Blackbird.
Blackbird book, Tricks or Treats, the little book, I believe.
There you go. Cat.
And it's just a cool piece of orange fabric. A lot of the fabrics that we end up doing for smalls are things that we just get from grab bags.
Yeah.
Or
I think this one was from the old mill, and they used to do like small cuts
Mhm.
pretty inexpensively, and they carried a lot of R&R, and so we got
Yes.
a lot of beautiful R&R from them.
Yes. And they would put out cuts of whatever things called for a lot of the time. So,
Oh, this goes with this.
oh, okay. She has to put the framing things together here. That's just finishing stuff.
Yeah.
Nothing, I think, in there for you.
Okay, so I'm just gonna set this aside. Crinkle, crinkle, crinkle. I totally forgot that I had finished this one. I knew I had started it, but I didn't remember.
Oh, this piece. I have bought about 6 frames for it, and none of them fit because I don't ever have the dimensions written down.
This is Lizzie Kate's Spooky Row, I think.
I should have pulled mine out, and we could have shown them together because Katie's is on this
Sick
green.
yeah.
I was trying to think what it's called, but mine is on purple, and they're totally different.
Yeah.
Because of that.
I think we even both changed colors from the original pattern because, like, for me, I want to say Frankenstein's on here. Yeah, Frankenstein would not have shown up in the called for color.
Mm-hmm.
And then the purple lettering, I think, wasn't going to show up on Mom's, so she had to change her purple. So we both made
Yep.
alterations to the original pattern. This, though, I want to say is an orphan.
Right, I think so. And the when you bought the charts, they came with the little eyeballs,
Yes.
and we ended up changing some of them to black, and we bought some gold ones and just some different colors, like the frog. I think we changed his eye color.
Yeah. So it was just fun.
It was.
Um
It was fun to stitch the same thing.
I think we bought the patterns from Picture This Plus at the same time that we
Mhm.
bought our fabric from her, and Marilyn actually came out and like helped us pull the thread and helped us alter things, and I think we bought the buttons at the same time
Yes.
because we traded who was going to get what buttons, and
Because we bought one set of charts. I started
Yeah.
from the bottom and Katie started from the top.
Yeah. And then I got the orphan, and I think Mom got meditation or another orphan.
Mine may have been an orphan also.
Oh, and look what Mom got for me to finish it with.
Oh, yeah. I love that thing. So cool. And we just need to get it on there and get it. We need to be able to sew straight lines. So
Challenge.
now that Katie can measure all the fabric out and cut all the fabric, maybe we can get it put together. Because you're better at the fabric cutting.
Oh, okay. Next up is,
That's a cute one.
I think it's Halloween Row from Bent Creek.
Do you want me to hold
I
this?
can't get this end. It's like this corner is flopping. There we go.
Oh, and it says what
And
fabric.
This.
Sorry.
Oh no, your way. You're right.
It says which fabric it is.
Oh, it is Thistle. From Picture This Plus, and I can't tell what count it is because it's bent. There we go. This is 32 count Thistle.
So it is tiny. I mean, these little pieces are they're tiny on here.
Yeah. But I was really into changing the fabric colors at this point. Because I think this is just stitched on kind of like a natural looking linen on the model piece,
which is fine.
Yeah,
and
which
it
is
looks
totally
really
fine.
great. But Katie likes color.
I did. I've been a little more neutral lately. I think it's an age thing. And I think it's your tastes change as you are in different points of your life.
This is actually my finish, right?
Yes. Okay. I'm stitching on this one because I liked Mom's fabric better and she liked my fabric better. So we decided to stitch them for each other. So Mom has finished this one for me.
And this is from Blackbird Designs. It's from
Friendship Gather.
It's like one of their very first books, a friendship gathering, something like that.
Something.
And it's a monthly thing. So this was October.
It is gorgeous.
I looked up here because my February pillow is up there.
So that's it. This is October.
It's one color. You should get closer. It's one color floss and you just go.
And it's stitched on Sparrow. Which is
from Birds of a Feather.
Yeah, which is my favorite fabric ever. And they no longer make it. As many of you older stitchers know, they no longer make it. And when I found out that they'd stopped making it, when Mom and I were still doing shop hops and things and finding new stores, I'd be like, "So do you have Sparrow?"
Yeah.
And I would buy up whatever they had.
So if you find Sparrow, contact Katie.
I will buy it.
Also, Katie had her things with her when she moved to Ohio, and one of her apartments had a flood. And
two. One of them, the air conditioner fritzed and got air conditioning fluid on some of my cross stitch.
Well, and she thought this was one of them that had gotten ruined. And so when we went through and this was here, she was so excited.
And then, yes, I did have another apartment that I don't know exactly what happened, but I don't know. I came home and the carpet was like all wet, and it took them like a month to get me new carpet. But unfortunately, in that time, there did develop a smell and some mildew and some stuff. Yeah. So
that was really sad. Okay, the next one, I can see it.
Actually, I'm gonna hold off because that's like my fave. Okay, next. I love this one too. I don't have any idea who the designer is, but it is.
Oh, and I have the pattern now.
Cute. Look at it.
So you'll see this in a future episode and I'll tell you who it's by, but I love that one.
And I think we were going to finish this into a pincushion. I actually think that's what it's meant to be finished into.
That's what we have.
Yeah. Okay. So mom went fabric shopping like years ago and got stuff. So it's going to be, I don't know if you guys can see.
It's a leatherette thing.
Yeah. With all of that. And so then the bunny's going to be there.
Which I just thought would be really cool with that rabbit.
So I love the rabbit. I can tell you, I don't know why this stuck in my head. The rabbit is done in rust. I think it's Weeks Dye Works, but
that would be correct.
I remember that it was done in rust, and it was like the most gorgeous color when I was stitching with it. Okay. Whoops.
So I have all sorts of supplies in here. She has some frames. She has some different things. This one's been kind of, oh no, it's just laid against it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so then this is one that I did when I twisted my ankle. This is from Lizzie Kate. Love. Can you guys tell I liked Lizzie Kate a lot?
And this is one. So this is just one of those fun little frames that there's really not anything to, but you got it?
Yep.
It will be perfect for this. And I felt like it just really flattered the style of the piece.
I think it's from Hobby Lobby because they came out with like all of those really cute white frames. And then
I see a frame there.
Oh yeah, okay, so this one is not actually framed. Oh, the glass is loose. Okay. We're gonna try not to cut myself.
We just kind of have to work
there.
this in.
It's just gonna be a little loosey-goosey in here, guys.
Because I haven't trimmed it and fully
Laced.
stretched it and all that. Yeah.
So it's not in here correctly, but this is I believe from Bent Creek.
And this is another one of those. This is a photo frame, but it was just so perfect. Katie really likes, she went through a phase where she did swirls on everything. And I thought the swirl frame was fun with that.
Okay, next is one I had kind of hit my everything is an alphabet phase, and so when I found this one, I think I whipped through this one in less than a day because I just liked it, and I even think I stitched it on Sparrow because I loved Sparrow.
And this isn't in there quite correctly either.
It's not finished. This is Live Simply from Lizzie Kate, which I don't know if this is part of like one of her big row things or not, but I saw this and I just loved it and bought the supplies the same day that I found it.
And the thing that I like about this frame is that they rubbed, go close again, they rubbed this, so there is color on that frame.
Yeah, like little bits of pink.
And it was just something that cut all the white. So if you find a frame that you like and it's all white or cream, think about maybe giving it a little rub because that's nice. You
can even just take a marker and like on the very top tips of some of the motifs, just go over it with like a paint marker.
You can wax it though and rub stuff off. So
okay, and probably one of my favorite finishes was done actually at I think Heartland Retreat. Is that what they called it?
It was the Heartland Stitchers Retreat.
Yes. It was not the pattern of the retreat, but I remember finishing it at the retreat and I felt so special. This is done on a my first Picture This Plus orphan, and the orphan is named Ron. I did not name it. Marilyn named all of her orphans.
Yes.
And it's French lilac gone wrong. And so I also stole some of Mom's gum nut stars from when she did the Key West sampler.
Yes.
That she had left over.
It's right up there.
Yes, it's right over there. And I used some of her gum nut stars, so silk, yes?
Yes.
Yeah. And I added a couple other silks in. I mimicked their colors, but my colors definitely turned out different than what the pattern looks like. And this pattern...
Because she did it on this dark fabric.
Yes. So, well, and the other fabric is dark. It's just a little different.
Bluer, right?
I believe this is Moon Garden from Blackbird Designs, and it is retired. I love this one. This one, I feel like the floss just glows on this fabric.
And Katie did her initials and the year over one over one up there.
Yep. So it is my favorite thing that I have finished, and it's Blackbird, and yes.
Yeah.
How pretty.
That pattern, yeah.
Oh, I love it.
And we just need like the perfect thing for it. So that's why it's not finished.
Yeah.
Because it needs
perfect. Okay, and then finally, my first finish in 10 years. Oh, no. I did finish. Oh, there's another finish that's back in my bedroom, but it's okay. My first finish in about 10 years and first one of 2020 is the Boo Jar from Hands On Design.
Is this part of the collaboration with Priscilla?
Yes.
So that was really cute.
So cute.
But here's my crazy girl. She hasn't stitched in 10 years.
Yes.
And she starts on chalkboard fabric.
Yes. Which, funny enough, I picked this pattern up and the fabric up at Galleria last year, and I picked them up independently. And because we stopped in, the fabric is chalkboard, I think, by Fabrics by, or Slate Fabrics by Stephanie, whatever is actually called for on the pattern. And I just happened to pick it up when we were at Fabrics by Stephanie, which I found hilarious. So I think that's it for finishes, yeah?
Yeah. I know Katie has a few more. We think she has a couple behind here. And so we'll show you the next time maybe a few more of her finishes. But also she has been buying stash like mad. So
yeah,
we will show you all of the stashing she's done. It'll be kind of a how a stitcher gets back into stitching look.
Yep.
And then the other thing that we talked about, are her whips. She recently did 20 starts.
Over 20. Because
she got really excited.
Well, because I started a lot from the Halloween issues of just cross stitch. So they're like,
and I think you were set, and then we found my magazine, and that was it.
No, those were my magazines.
I thought we found more of my stuff, and you ended up starting a bunch out of them.
Nope.
Okay.
So
anyway,
I have a lot out of there because I went through and I flagged the ones that I liked the best, and I started all but except 2 of them, I think. So
I think that should be about it. So this one will just be an extra video. So look for an extra video for the next couple of weeks. Anyway, thank you for sitting here with us and enjoying Katie's finishes. If you like the video, please like and subscribe and come back. Bye.